Oh, what do you want me to do? Where is he? He's not even here. He told me to be here 10 minutes ago. So unprofessional.
When you call my name, it's like a little bell. Down on my knees, I'm gonna take you there in the midnight hour. I can feel your power, just like a flame. You know I'll take you there. It's HCW. I am your host Muzza, aka Murray, aka whatever you want to call me. And as always, contractually obligated to be here is Mr. Anderson, it seems. It's DP.
Muzza, why am I here?
You are contractually obligated to be here to review Pro2 Wrestling, episode 38.
It's my off day. I'm meant to have a holiday today.
Well, unfortunately, you know it's bi-weekly every Tuesday.
Right. How you doing?
I am good. Now let's take off these glasses I got from merch from Land of Austin. That's yeah. Yes, I am very much good. And how are you?
Well, I'd be a lot better if I could just enjoy my holiday, but no, I'm here. I've had to review some show, and I'm trying. I don't know what to tell you. I'm in holiday mode.
Well, how about I PayPal you $10 and you back to your usual self? How does that sound? I'll add a couple more zeros.
It's.
He's back. He's normal again. He's back. Yes. Now all we need to do is not tell him he's reviewing Grado. Oh bollocks!
What? No. Fuck that. No. Muzza, you owe me money. PayPal money to be precise, but you owe me money. You promised me money and you did not deliver. That is not Pro2 review.
Yes, okay, we've delegated long enough and shithoused our way through this. Yes, it's Murray, DP. We're here. We're here to review Pro2 Wrestling, episode 38. It is the last match of Battle Lines. It's the big one for the Pro2 Asia Heavyweight Championship between TJ Rage, the champion, and the challenger, Grado. We'll just get right into this. Straight away into a promo by TJ Rage. He's talking about his past with Logan Storm and how essentially, he was trusted with being the inaugural Pro2 Asia Heavyweight Champion, but recently has vented his frustrations about Logan Storm pushing the Joker's division and pushing younger talent, taking the focus away from himself. And he promises at the show that he'll show what he truly is after sucking up to Asia fans, as he says. He then talks down on Grado, but does put him over as a big star in Scotland, entertaining, but that he himself is a killer and will do whatever it takes to win. He then, I think, sings Grado's song Pearly. I think I did better, as you just saw. And yeah, he says he'll stomp Grado into oblivion. I'm sure you approve of that.
I absolutely approve of that. And just to show how much of a unified force we are, I have gone ahead and made a custom sign of appreciation. So,
oh, no.
You know how you've got your, your glasses and your your little dance, you know, because you're a big old.
You're wearing glasses.
But mine are cool. Like, they're black. Look,
So am I.
they're really cool. Yours are just, right?
Yeah, we can probably see your internet history on this. Uh-huh. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's mirrored, but you can tell what it says.
Yeah. Well, we know who you're supporting in this. Terrible. Totally terrible.
There we go. It's just, yeah.
Yes, and there's your screenshot for the day. And there's your that's gonna be sent on to the Twitter.
Hey you. Yeah, you. Do you like this video? There is a button. It's a very sexy button. It says subscribe on it. I wish I could click on it, but YouTube won't let me. Damn fuckers.
Can't believe he's gone corporate on us. Yep, we end at the Pro2 opening and we get Kid Thompson opening the show, hyping up the big match.
It's
Pro2sday!
Sorry.
Kid still does it better.
I agree, he does.
Yeah. He opens it and he brings up, after this main event, this huge main event, perhaps Pro2 will never be the same again. And we'll find out about that as we head in to the only match of this episode. Pro2 Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship, TJ Rage defending against Grado.
Mm-hmm.
Quick background here, Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship is the top title in Pro2. TJ Rage is the inaugural and still current champion. He defeated Adam, Shame, and Krieger in a triple threat to win it. And then he's had defenses against Shady Natras, BT Gunn, Krieger, Vinny Van Driver, and recently Davey Blaze. However, as previously mentioned, recently he has been frustrated with his booking. He feels he's not been treated as the top guy. And after his match, the defense against Davey Blaze, he was blindsided by the Blood Money Mercs, who were just being a pain in the ass as always. And then afterwards, Logan Storm would come out and try to calm down TJ, saying, look, we've got our show on October 22nd against, and you'll be in the main event. And it looks to have calmed TJ Rage down, only to kick him right between the legs. Now, I get it. He's the world champion. You want to be main eventing and all that. But you're doing this the wrong way. You shouldn't be attacking the owner and then attacking a member of security who isn't a trained wrestler. It's not the right way to do things.
I disagree. He did what he had to do, and he did it in a professional way.
How is that in any way professional? Because
security didn't do their job.
I mean, whatever. Terrible. But yes, TJ Rage enters first, but it's not his music that hits. No, it is Charles Boddington. Yes, he's back. 2 episodes ago, we saw him collect some nasty individuals in Davey Blaze and Hammerhead Smith, and it looks like he has now got the Pro2, the top guy, as his latest client. And yeah, you can tell by the commentary team, Kid Thompson in absolute dismay, brings in how this guy was the biggest babyface in Pro2. He was adored by the fans, and he's turned their back on them and has sold his soul to the devil that is Charles Boddington.
Absolutely not. Absolutely, I disagree. I think TJ Rage has made the right call here, and as a dedicated TJ Rage guy, he has made the right move for his career, the right move in regards to keeping his title, I believe. Who else would you get to be in your corner other than the manager of champions? The creator of champions, Charles Boddington, the baldest manager I've ever seen, but he is fantastic.
Yeah, well,
like I said, manager of champions. I've got a very good feeling about this.
yeah, well, to be fair, if you look at it, who he's got now, he's got Davey Blaze, the interpromotional champion, Hammerhead Smith, who's a champion of Europe. He's got an army, and that is looking scary. But yes, next, but challenging TJ Rage and allegedly weighing in at 1.2 metric tons. I don't know if that's highly accurate, but it is Grado. As people say, Scotland's biggest wrestling star. No, not him. But yeah, Grado, the crowd very much behind him. He brings a lot of energy into Trun Hall, but TJ is having none of it. Crowd are chanting Grado in support, and then Grado does some sort of catchphrase. I'm not very familiar with it. He goes, "You can't see me." I don't know who does that.
Well, no. You can't just. Firstly, I've got a comment to make, right? Because what happened to impartial commentary? Calling it down the middle.
What by?
That I've got no quarry with Kid Thompson and Suave. They are professionals in their own right, but you can't just ball out over this guy Grady. He's just some guy who comes up to Madonna. I don't understand it. He comes out and they're losing their minds over this. As a dedicated TJ Rage guy, this is insane. This is unprofessional, and Pro2 should be. Well, not Pro2. Kid and Suave should be ashamed. To be showing blatant favoritism.
But yeah, Grado does that catchphrase and is blindsided by TJ Rage with a kick to the gut, and that's it. The match is started. TJ goes straight into offense, throwing him into the turnbuckle, raking the eyes along the ropes. Grado fires back with a clothesline before going for strikes, and he looks to go for his bionic elbow, but TJ once again goes for the eyes. Bang. They then both try to waistlock each other, but TJ tries to deadlift Grado. He can't because Grado is a very big guy. Tries again. No, not working. Grado's too heavy. Then all of a sudden, Charles Boddington, who is a manager, not a wrestler, YTA in the ring, he tries to do it, but even he can't. And then Grado just throws his rear into Boddington, and Boddington flies out the ring.
Well, no. So Grado put his hands on a person on a non-wrestler essentially here, and people are cheering.
He got into the ring. He's at fault.
No,
he
was lured into the ring. He was lured in. Grady was like, "Hey, you want to lift me?" And then Boddington was like, "You know what? I can do it." He looks like nothing. Yeah. So he gets in the ring off the invitation of Grady, and then obviously Grado's is his con because no one can lift him, right? Because he's 1.2 metric tons, and I don't know how else to describe it. This is blatant, just it's assault. Charles is not a wrestler. Where's the justice? Justice for Waddington. Justice for Charles.
Yeah, there's your hashtag you can put on Twitter. But yep, then TJ uses the distraction to take back control. He's throwing uppercuts, choking Grado in the corner. Are you going to do that every time TJ's in control? That's a yes. Grado manages to hit an elbow strike, and TJ rolls to the outside to consult with Boddington. Grado sneaks up to him from behind and hits a strike. Then, funny enough, Kid Thompson was in commentary today. He was talking about how, for some reason, people not liking Grado. I don't get it. He likes to think that people don't like Grado because he's popular and all that. And I'm sure you have an opinion about that.
It's an interesting one because he's not wrong. It's part of the reason, definitely. I don't see the appeal that people get from like a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff. Like Grady is just I don't even exactly Grady. I don't even know where Kid and Suave get off on this. Essentially, like he's like this, the biggest star in Pro 2. When you've got TJ Rage right there. Is that not an insult to TJ Rage? Is that not an insult to Davey Blaze? Is that not an insult to Lucha Scotland? Is that to anyone else who is in that company, in that show, in that venue at this point in time? On October 22nd? 13th of October?
Yeah, well, Grado has appeared on TNA. He's appeared on AEW. He was in a crowd. He was in a Wembley arena filled with 80,000 people. Probably. But yeah, just it doesn't matter. He was there, and he got to hit Jeff Jarrett with a guitar.
It's called a guitar.
Whatever. Anyway, we're getting this, and then hard shot by Grado. Boddington again just interfering when he shouldn't be. He's going for a rear naked choke, and then Grado obviously throws him off. And what now?
This is ridiculous. How are you just defending abuse of a non-wrestler?
Why was Boddington on Grado's back trying to get him for a rear naked choke?
Because he was trying to defend his client.
Yeah, TJ, he's not a wrestler. He's not in the match.
Yes, he's
a 1v1.
It's a 1v1. So why? Okay, fine. To use your argument, why then is the referee not getting involved in this?
He's trying to play it down the middle, play it down the middle. It's a main event. You don't want to end it via DQ or count out. So he's
just pull Charles
he's giving
off.
a little bit of leeway.
Of Grady, not just.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna love this part where Grado lets a fan, a small child here, chop TJ Rage for talking to some ladies in the crowd, but then TJ Rage ends up throwing Grado into the steel post, hits some more hard chops, and then they brawl into the crowd and into the back. Unfortunately, lighting is not great, and we don't see anything. Yeah, it's not great, but luckily we do know that Grado threw TJ into the wall before getting back to ringside. Grado then miraculously has a bowl of water. He sprays water into Charles's and TJ's face.
DQ.
His face.
DQ.
Getting a bit of comeback there. TJ manages to take back control. And then finally, the action is back into the ring. TJ takes a bowl of water and yeets that thing away.
Mm-hmm.
Before going for another chokehold. TJ then distracts the ref, and then Boddington is choking Grado out with its tie. I don't know how you approve of this, but it doesn't matter. And TJ gets 2 count. The crowd rally behind Grado. Grado, as TJ again chokes him with the ropes, and then Boddington again with the ref distracted manages to get a strike on Grado. So another pinfall, only gone as a 2 count. Grado, he begins to fires up, getting strikes, and finally hits the bionic elbow, and then another, and then goes for his rolling senton, the rolling slice, for a 2 count. Grado then calls for the R Grado, a never before seen move. I don't know who else. I'm pretty sure he originated. When you think of the cutter, you think of the R Grado, nothing else.
DDP. Randy Orton. Even Bobby fucking Dudley. He had a cutter.
Oh, okay, that's too far.
Neil Diamond Cutter.
Be careful bringing up Bully Ray. He might take you to the back and tell you that like a fan. But yeah, TJ, Grado goes for the R Grado. TJ counters with a big boot for a 2 count. TJ's not happy. He thinks that was a 3 count, but he gets his focus back on Grado, goes for a suplex. Grado counters, hits the R Grado. 1, 2. Boddington pulls the ref out. I don't care.
I disagree.
Oh,
I disagree. I think the ref slipped on some grease, and the referee just sort of fell out the ring. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's simply like the referee.
You see him pull his leg.
No, I think Boddington just walked past. That's all it was. He walked past, and then there was obviously a mistiming or miscommunication or something like that, where he was just walking past him, and it happened to be at the same time the ref was doing the count. 1, 2. And he slid out the ring by accident because there was obviously some water on the floor from earlier on with the water bottle. So, he slid out the ring and it just looked at the same time that Charles was there. Justice for Charles.
Yep. After this, there's a bit of a kerfuffle. Ref's distracted. Grado ends up pulling up Boddington to the apron and looks to strike him. But Boddington manages to him with a guillotine, and then in the fracas,
self-defense.
What? But him. And then, unfortunately, TJ Rage does hit the DDT for the 3 count and retains the Pro2 Ayrshire Heavyweight Championship. Yep, the crowd's in shock. They're shouting "cheat" at TJ at Boddington. TJ then continues to attack Grado after the bell, hitting the Steiner Recliner. And keeps attacking Grado, but however, Lucha Scotland, Lucha Diaz Soldato, Hera, and Brody Turnbull make the save before TJ and Body can do any more damage. There is a post-match thing, but firstly, I'll ask you to try and be as unbiased as possible for your match rating.
So, firstly, as you said already, there was the assault on Grady, which saw Hera, Brody, and you just got to make the save. I now know why I preferred Brannigan, Daisy Jenkins, and Blood Money Works. People who associate with Grady are just as bad as Grady.
I'd like to see you say that to either Turnbull or Hera's face and see how that would go.
Just for Charles.
Yeah. What was your match rating on this?
So, my match rating...
Please, try and be unbiased.
So, do you want to guess first, or...?
I know you're not the biggest fan of Grado, but I think,
Grady.
I am going to go here with a 2.75.
You would be spot on. 2 3/4. Obviously not for me match of the night, because I just don't personally enjoy Grady that much. But ultimately, the right guy won. This guy. Not me. I'm the guy of this guy, but this guy won. And yeah, I mean, it was a decent enough match. It was just sort of very typical face heel for me.
Yeah, a bit punchy, brawly, go to the outside, but I do think it's the crowd were clearly into everything. It was a good enough main event to close out the show. Of course, it isn't the end, as we see. Grado cuts a post-match promo. He apologizes for losing, but guarantees that he hopefully gets a rematch next time, again and in his words, in a Falls Count Anywhere tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Because you can only name stipulations that are in WWE games. There's no creativity.
I mean,
no originality.
I don't know if that is the exact match that will happen, but a rematch could potentially be on the cards, as who will have to wait and see. Davey Blaze and Howard Smith come out to the entranceway to pose with Boddington and TJ. You've got what looks to be the new big heel stable. I don't know what the name of this stable is. I think I've heard something like Boddington's Army. I don't know. It's a bit of a
It's a good name.
generic name there, but
Good name.
yeah. Lucha Scotland, however, also head to the back along with them, and they managed to grab Charles Bollington and drag him back into the ring. And with the crowd egging him on, Grado would hit the R Grado to Charles Bollington to at the very least send the fans home happy, except one fan right now.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
What would you have done? Are you about to insinuate that if you don't like someone and they hit someone you like, you're going to...
Because what I would have done is I would have been with you, and then we would have called our friends the Alliance, because we're all the Alliance. And we would have all run into the ring, and we would have helped Boddington, and then joined Boddington's army.
I'm not... Oh, my...
That's exactly
I can't believe you acknowledge... Thank Christ you live in London and don't actually live here. Christ in the bike.
I'm glad.
But they all celebrate. We see Suave Gav and Kid Thompson run down what happened overall from the whole show of Barrel Lines, as Grado and now coming out Logan Smith, Angel Hayes, and Lucha Scotland all celebrating the ring. And yeah, as the commentator team says, the future of Pro 2 is left uncertain. We've got a lot of bad guys, we've got a lot of good guys. 2024 is now here, and it's going to be an interesting year. It's
as your champion.
Yeah. We then cut to a video promo for a commercial almost for a certain taxi company.
It's you're talking about, of course, the illustrious service of Streamline Taxis. Of course,
yes.
Travel Like a Champion. If you want to go between Troon, Air Presswick, Largs, and Kilmarnock, they are the ones to call.
Yes.
But Muzza,
and
my old friend, you happen to be a friend of mine who has used Streamline Taxis before. You told me in confidence.
Yes, I have. Yes,
and
they
do
their job well.
I'm exposing it to the world. You've used Streamline Taxis. So this is that part of the show where you sit back and you talk about your experience with Streamline Taxis. This is something that you've not done before. This is a brand new segment.
Save us. Yep, Streamline Taxis, very good. Get me from point A to point B, whether that is me having clearly too much to drink and having to go be a taxi back home, or it's a family event and such. But yeah, they do their job.
Sounds good. Sounds like Taxis Travel Like a Champion.
Yep. But the show's not over. We do get one last segment. It's a backstage interview with Josh Kennevan.
Hey, you got the name right.
Yep, and he is interviewing. He knocks on the door and interviews the Blood Money Mercs, who obviously are not happy because if you remember in our first Pro 2 review, they lost to Lucha Scotland. Dick Naylor grabs the mic and he talks down Big Bad John, saying he doesn't care about the fight. He doesn't even care about the title match. What the Blood Money Mercs want is a rematch with Arcade Violence. Now, Blood Money Mercs lost to Arcade Violence in what was both teams' debut, but this was back at Bruce Station in Irvine back in February. Arcade Violence won, but however, in Dick Naylor's point of view, his legs had hit the rope, was on the ropes, and it shouldn't have been.
No. It's not a point of view. It's cold hard fact. It's concrete evidence. There's literally video footage of his foot hitting the rope before the 3 count was hit. So I will concede that there's a 2.5 count there, but not a 3 count. There's no victory there.
Well,
and don't get me wrong, I like Arcade Violence. Don't get me wrong, I like them. But I can't stand for injustice like this.
Well, we'll have to see. And as Dick Naylor says, he talks about how they had assaulted Big Bad John at his home, and I don't condone that, obviously, and apparently, according to Dick Naylor, next time their actions will be almost worth the money that they'll lose. They don't really care. They said they could be fined £4,000. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is that. And then they shout at Josh Kevin to get out of their locker room.
That is fair. I would.
But Josh,
I would too.
I don't even know Josh.
I know Josh is part of the Pro 2 agenda against TJ Rachel Bullington's army.
But then obviously we get the show ending with Kid Thompson. He talks about what happens in the episode. He brings up that this is going to be the last, well, not the last episode of Pro Tuesdays. Thank Christ. It's the last of their live footage. So we don't. Will there be an episode next 2 weeks? I've talked to Kid in person. He says they maybe have something, but for now, their next show, of course, is Homecoming, which is on March. They have announced a second match, and it is a singles match between Shane Monet and the debuting Luke Cairo. Now, Luke Cairo is someone I've recently now been seeing a lot more via watching ICW. He's a young guy at 24. He's part of their 0G division. He's got a lot of charisma in him, and he even has his own talk show occasionally on ICW, so you know he can talk. And in the ring, he's very good. And obviously, we know what Shane Monet brings to the table, so I think this is certainly a match to keep an eye on. And the other announcement was they will be doing Mayday Mayhem 2 in May. Who would have thought it? But yeah, and that will be in Ann Bank. And yeah, that will be another show I'll be looking to attend to. I don't know if I can convince you to come down all the way from London to Ann Bank.
I mean, if you can set me up with a Premier Inn or something, maybe. Because the train services do not work past like 9 PM, which is ridiculous. Scotland, fix your rail.
You know what? I'm not going to complain about that. Air train station still doesn't work after a fire and having to get bus replacement services. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, that is the end of the Pro 2 episode, and yeah, that's us done for today.
That was us done. Yeah,
That was
the end of Battle Lines. That was the end of the show on the 22nd of October. On October 22nd, there was a show called Battle Lines in Troon Concert Hall. That was on October 22nd. On 22nd of October. If you turn your calendar to the 10th month on the 22nd day, that was when Battle Lines was. And that was a show that I could confirm happened on the 22nd of October, even though I wasn't there in person, on October 22nd, on 22nd of October.
Yeah, that's the end of the show. As always, we've got social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. I think there's another one that you say you keep trying to delete and still haven't deleted.
Threads is still there because I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. That is the end. Yeah, I've been Muzza. This has been DP, and we will see you next time on whatever we're going to review. It could be another Pro Tuesday. Who knows? We'll find out. But until next time, see ya.
We'll see you at the next Pro Tuesday.
Kid Thompson still does it better.
I know.